Hey, I came right back. Uh, Damn, what was I gonna tell you? I want everybody to feel loved and be loved, and know that God loves you and I love you, and you know the new souls aren't gonna get it, you know. So you love them from across the street. You don't do nothing to them. Not to mention, I was talking to my father yesterday, you know, about judging people. Oh yeah, I was talking about how people. Okay, yeah, but yeah, well, just follow me. I know. I saw myself the way I was treated by old people. Okay, my hair's flat, but I'm trying to be comfortable doing this because I don't like sitting the way I was sitting. So anyway, this is where everything is stationary. So anyway, so I had done all these different things, been all these different places, some with people, some with other people, whatever. I always usually had witnesses for most things. And, you know, and I did all kinds of stuff and everything. But people were always, yeah, Michelle, okay, you know, and go on to talk about some little petty something that's mean and vicious and gossip, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, your life must be so boring that you need to talk about somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that goes over into the judging area. You don't know what the backstory is. Like, I was talking to a guy about his cousin being gay. I said, you don't know what the backstory is on that. You know? He said, well, his dad kept pushing Playboys and stuff at him like that. I said, well, I have known quite a few people, men who were gay, and they were molested as children. And, you know, I also stayed with the family in, well, we won't say where because I'm not going to call them out. But 911, they was incestuous. I discovered that fact, and I ran. I prayed to God right fast. I said, oh, please, God. And I told him everything. I told him in whispered tones because I was staying in the same house with him. And I told him in whispered tones. I was like, oh, my God, God, you got to get me out of here, please. Whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Just get me out of here because, you know, I was in a very dangerous situation. If they're going to do things like that, and I'd already been attacked in the house once or twice, but I thought that I could handle it. You know, sometimes you think that you can handle a situation, and then there comes a point where you realize that you are actually in over your head, and you need to get out as soon as possible. You don't know how long you're going to tread water. Joke. This guy was in his boat, and his boat sank, and he's treading water. He starts praying. He says, God, please save me. Please save me, Jesus. Save me. I'm a good man. A while later, a helicopter comes by and drops a ladder and says, come on, we'll get you back to land. And he's like, treading water. No, that's okay. Thank you. God's going to save me. Jesus going to save me. God's going to save me. Jesus going to save me. Thank you. And a while later, the boat comes by. He's in the water treading. He's like, no, I'm good. God's going to save me. Jesus going to save me. God's going to save me. Jesus going to save me. He tread water. Sometime later, another helicopter came. He did the same thing. A little while after that, another boat came. He said the same thing. But after the last boat came, he was treading water. He's like, you know, God, my arms are getting a little tired. I'd be glad when you saved me. And him drowned. He gets up to heaven and he says, God, I had faith that you would save me. Why come you didn't save me? I want to say God took the toothpick out of his mouth. Can you imagine? I go, I sent you 2 helicopters and 2 boats. What else did you want me to do? How stupid. I know. But, you know, laughter is good for you. It's good for you. I had to come to grips with my goofy because I haven't been happy for most of my life, so only had little occasional spurts of goofy. Or when I felt like I was on, when I felt like I had to cheer people up, when I felt like I had to be up for everybody, I could be down when I was in private. You know what I mean? You know, misery loves company. I don't love company when I'm miserable. When I'm miserable, I prefer to hunker down, deal with it, talk through it, cry through it, fuss through it, whatever the Sam Hill I got to do, get through it, and walk out that door with a smile on my face, because I don't know what the day's going to bring. Be it good or be it bad, I need to be at my best, and I can't be at my best if I'm constantly worried about what Sally Sue done said. If you got haters, you doing something they is jealous about. If they want to talk about you, it's because they don't want you talking about them. Newsflash, I don't care. I'm mean. I hope they lose sleep. I hope they hate me so bad. They can't sleep, they can't eat. Oh my God, I'll just hate me. I don't care. Do it. Work it out. Rich around and rich it out. I don't care. You can hate me if you want to. What is it going to do? Come knock on your door and say, please love me. Nope. Love doesn't force. I'm not sure if love begs. I ain't never crossed that bridge. Just saying. Shouldn't have to. That's all I'm saying. Unless you're playing. And saying please is not begging. Saying thank you is not uncool. Being grateful is a good thing. Finding the things to be grateful about can be a challenge, but you know, you can start with, I'm alive. I'm not 6 feet under. The worms crawling in and worms crawling out. They eat your guts and they spit them out. In and out. If you can find a smile in the middle of some darkness, you know there's going to be light. You cling to the fact that there's going to be light. I had to cling. You know cling? Like static cling. I would cling to a thought. This will be over. This ain't going to last forever. It's going to be okay. It's messed up right now. But it's going to be okay. I don't know when. I don't know how. But it's going to be okay. And you just do your very best every day to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem, so negative stuff doesn't come to you while you're trying to get through the negative stuff that you're going through. I don't know. It's math to me. I keep hearing people have these, I don't know, they're having synchronicities and they're starting to become more aware of their feelings, and they're starting to become more aware of other people's feelings, and those are symptoms of ascension. That means that you are on the path to ascend. If you're not experiencing things like this, maybe you're still asleep. But if you're watching this, you're not asleep. If you're watching these things, you're not asleep. You got to remember that there is absolutely no such thing as coincidence. It is not a coincidence that I'm talking to you, and it is not a coincidence that you are listening to me. I love you. I'm telling you the truth. I know it sounds wild. I know it sounds amazing. I know it sounds impossible. And trust me, I wrestled with it. But if you sit down and do the math, not to mention, there are people on this planet that know I am a real goddess. I'm really divine. I'm trying to control all my different gifts, because, I want to. I want to be my best. I don't want my emotions just go and fly hairy-carry. I can influence a room with my emotions alone. Just with my emotions, I can influence a whole room. And if I'm down, I can bring everybody down. So I want to naturally be up. Because down makes you think about down stuff. And then you feel down. And then you feel down about feeling down. And then you feel down because you're feeling down about feeling down. And then there you go. You done slip down into the damn pit. And, depending on how far you allow yourself to slip down into that thing, that's doubly hard how hard it's going to be for you to climb up out of it. And if you're climbing up out of it by yourself, use a bad one. Use a bad one. Because I tried. I slipped down into a hole that was 11 years deep. And it took a year, damn near, of battering from this one woman to make me crawl up out of that hole to cuss her ass out. And sometimes that's what's needed. Sometimes you gotta get mad and cry and go through what you've gone through. You can't keep all that shit bottled up. If you don't have nobody to talk to, I got a therapist. I don't have a good friend that gives a shit about me and what happens and how I feel or what happened to me in my life. I remember one time I told this chick in Augusta, Georgia. I told her some of the stuff that had happened to me in my life. Now this woman had gotten roughly, I think, $2,000 or $3,000. She had conned $2,000 or $3,000 out of me, trying to do some kind of hoodoo voodoo. And it didn't matter. I had the money. It wasn't that. It was, I was in negotiations, and I needed to sit where I was sitting. So for me to sit where I was sitting, that's what I was having to do. I was having to give her this money. So she was like, no, tell me about your life. I'm like, no, because I told her, I said, you're going to trip, and, you're going to look at me different, and, I don't think it's a good idea. Well, she hounded me and hounded me and hounded me, and I told her. And I'm not sure if it was 3 days after I told her. And I just give it her $2,000 more. I had to leave. And I hadn't finished my negotiations. But I was like a bouncing ball. She tossed me out, I bounced, and I got back up. You do what you have to do. I was talking to a guy today, and I told him about me being raped when I was in the Air Force, when I was in basic training by these 2 white men. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I'm not telling you that for you to say you're sorry for me that it happened. I'm over that. I'm past that. And, because, one, they didn't hurt me physically. They just took something from me that they weren't supposed to take. And, I'm still in discussions with the United States Air Force about that. And I'm not going to sit down on that shit, because I wanted to make it a career, because Chappie James was the first 4-star black general, and he was related to me through marriage, through my cousin Cecil. So, I wanted to emulate him only from a female standpoint. I wanted to do good. But, who wants to do good when every time you walk around they're pressing up against your behind with their genitals, tiny, and rubbing up against your breast, acting like they're so big they can't get around them. And I'm coming back.